So we were on this really nice road, absolutely in the middle of nowhere here. We still have about probably 12 kilometers left. And all of a sudden, like normal, the tarmac turns into dirt. So Greg went up ahead and had to walk back down to a spot where I could hear him on the communicator. They tell me that I need to come up and help him with his bike. Just let her go. Don't pussyfoot. Don't pussyfoot. Don't pussyfoot. Good look, Greg. So we ended up back where we were this afternoon, taking a little dip in the river. We had made it to where the pavement ended and the dirt started, and on the way to see the bats. But then the road was bad, so we turned around and we decided to camp out here. And it's actually quite lovely. We've got the river down there, and we set up our stuff here, and the bikes are up top. Our only concern is that this is an area that has known criminal activity. I don't know if this exact area, but the state is. But we've really only seen 5 or 6 cars in the past hours since this afternoon. Yeah, passed by. So we're thinking that we're going to be okay. The bikes are pretty well hidden. Greg put a bunch of branches and things in the way and covered the reflective on the bike. So if there was a car coming with its headlights shining on the bike, it probably wouldn't see it. And when the cars passed by on the bridge, they looked over, but they didn't see me. So I think that the tent is also in a good spot. Only issue here has been the insects. There've been a bunch of those little no-see-ums, I guess they are, that bite, and they give you these like little red. You see that little red bites there. So we're all bundled up, even though it's still hot out. And I think Moxie's getting the brunt of it in her eyes. Poor thing. She should be wearing her rec specs, but she wouldn't do that. But we just finished having dinner. Greg's having dessert right now, our white chocolate macadamia nut cookie mash. And then after that, I think that we'll clean up and then we'll go in the tent.
This is the sign that Moxie is ready for the day to begin.
Maybe. It seems sleepy.
Oh, no. False alarm. Are you ready for the day to begin?
No, I'm busy scratching all of my bites.
There's some bites. Here. Moxie's making a meal of herself. So somebody has stopped at the bridge. This is our first stopper. And now he's coming down to the water. We don't know if it's for us or if he just wants to.
Moxie, leave it.
He's coming to bathe, to do a little spit bath.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Ella está amable normalmente. So we're on our way to the other side of the road to try and get to the bat sanctuary today. So it's going to be quite the ride. I think it's like 2 hours to get to like above the big town that we had passed. And it's still probably another 2 hours to get around to the other side. So hopefully the road is better on that side. If not, we'll be doing some more wild camping. It has been a bitch of a morning getting everything organized with all of these insects biting the shit out of us. So hopefully where we end up tonight is not going to be as bad. Yeah, you can see Greg's, all of his bites. So it's probably because there was all this poop from the donkeys and the horses and the cattle that's just attracting all the insects. So I'm hoping that tonight we're going to have better luck.
I'm acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in.
So, to be honest, to be 100% honest, so I went to do a number 2 this morning.
Are you a child, number 2?
I took a shit this morning in the bush, and that's, I mean, usually that's lovely. It wasn't so lovely because I was getting bit, and the way I know it is when I wiped, I saw little streaks of blood around, and I was like, what's going on with my system? Oh, no, that's the bug bites, so that's kind of gnarly. Does not, oh, look at these chairs made out of tires. What a wild thing. I've never seen something like this before. How cool is that?
Yeah, they're pretty comfy.
So this is really like, Iguala did not bode well, you know, riding in. I think it's fair to say, just from the standpoint of, you know, not a beautiful town. But this little hotel is quite the find. It's like a bit of a secret garden feel.
Tonight we're gonna go and sleep with the bats. Hopefully. This is like, the whole trip is about getting to these fucking bats.
This is like the 3rd attempt basically today.
Yeah, so we will make it 2 hours and 20 minutes or whatever it is. And
Hope so.
we will camp there for New Year's Eve. We'll have a nice pasta or something for dinner. And bring it in the tent.
Bring it in.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Pues
Calor.
de calor, sí. ¿Está abierto?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Moxie, come.
Entonces un salón de eventos y restaurante, me parece, ¿no?
Algo así. Aquí.
Come.
Bueno, hemos leído un poquitito. ¿En estos momentos están los murciélagos o...?
No, ahora no es temporada.
So we made it to the bats, and there are no bats. We are in this spot, we finally made it, and supposedly the bats have migrated, and they won't come back until like, what, March, April?
June.
So, no bats.
Ahorita está en veda, se dice es cuando se reproducen.
¿Y la cueva donde se meten?
¿Quiere ver la cueva?
Sí, ¿dónde está? O sea,
Está aquí unos 5 minutos.
¿de caminata?
Ajá, no, caminando unos 15.
Unos 15.
It is a very hot and buggy place again. It's the same, basically the same place how we camped the other night where we got completely bitten. We're already getting bitten by these fucking little creatures again. And it's New Year's Eve. We're sort of far away from everything. There's a bit of a shitty road getting in, but we've decided we're gonna take this road back out. I'm gonna find us somewhere to stay, and we're gonna have a New Year's Eve.
Guerrero is the fucking Badlands. I think it's awesome, but it's the Badlands. Like, it is rough and tumble out here. This is Mad Max stuff. And yeah, we're low elevation now. We're like at 500
Yeah, we need
meters,
to get
so
higher.
It's hot.
It's so fucking hot.
These bugs like are just absolutely destroying us.
And we go.
Sometimes things happen beyond your control, as if they have a life of their own. The choices you make, what appears to be right, seems you just have no say. As if you're a witness to your own mistakes, it's easy to play along. After you see what the choices came to be, like a storm that's passed on.
We are here in... No idea.
No idea.
It's like La Puerta de something.
Is that even remotely what it is? Is that true?
Yeah. And we're gonna be going down that way. Anyhow, we came here because we thought that I saw on the map some campsites, and we came through, and it was a bit of it's a beautiful little town that we rode through. It's a pueblo mágico, a magical town.
That one, not where we are now.
That one there.
This is
we
like
rode through that.
Outskirts.
Then we
of that.
came to the outskirts, to where this supposed campsite is, and it turns out it's like a field. And
it's not even a field. It's like a field, like right in the middle of
the square.
The
here
square,
in town.
sort of like.
Yeah.
So it's.
So it's not conducive for camping.
Not conducive.
So we had to stop. So the road got really bad, like bad sharp cobblestones. And as we were riding, then Greg said, "Oh, you have to stop because your thing is flapping again." And my thing is my chain guard. It had broke once before. Did it break, or the screw just came out and it was flapping?
The screw gets loose every once in a while. Now it actually broke the tab off of the
guard
that holds the guard, the plastic guard in. So that's a pain.
So he fixed that in the sun, and now I'm looking on the map, and we have no service, but it does say that there are two other campsites up ahead, so we'll check that out. There's a hostel we passed, potentially.
Really skilled parking work that went into this. How we find ourselves jammed up in this thing. Probably, frankly, with space for just one more bike to make a triangle. So we're at La Puerta. You know, we really need to know where we are before we start recording, because this is becoming a problem.
Quetzalcoatl.
Okay, yeah. La Puerta de Quetzalcoatl, and Tepetzacualil. Oh, I butchered that. So what's the menu for tonight?
Tonight's just normal whole wheat pasta with some veggies as well. And then I think we'll put maybe even some olives in it. For dessert, we're gonna have some more of our macadamia nut. Or actually, no, we'll eat the apples. We'll have apple crisp.
Oh my god, that's for two people.
No, that's you.
I will handle it. Moxie, you just gobbled down all of the leftovers of breakfast. I think you should be ready to lay down and have a little nap. I feel like I spend most of every day just like imploring Moxie to to relax and take a nap. High energy dog. Oh, no.
No, you got her excited. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. She's choking on something.
She ate too fast.
It's the Comunidad de Amatlan.
So we're taking this trail up along the creek, and it's supposed to kind of just keep going. I mean, there isn't really an end in sight, but we're going to take it for 20-30 minutes because that should be enough to get sort of to the top of the hill. Just drag the tongue through the water. Very non-committal form of drinking.
It's a gentle, delicate one.
Control that snout.
There you go. 3 minutes. 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 3 Moxie stay?
I'm not crazy about how he's looking at me. Okay, those are big horns. There we go. I had my helmet protecting my body just in case he had the idea to gore me. Did he hit the cow? He's a cow hitter. What a douche.
Like the cow came out and he was right here. He
Yeah,
saw him.
I saw it from behind. But let's just assume that he hit him because I feel like I'm comfortable with being against somebody this morning. Yeah, Moxie, there's a lot of excitement. This is all your favorite stuff. Dust and creatures and noises and smells.
And I'm seeing the back end of some creatures. Oh, more than one. Oh, there's a baby calf. Let's go, Moxie. The bridge has been swarmed. That's Mama and the baby. Okay, Mama, Moxie, you stay here. We don't need to get too close to the Mama. Moxie, stay. Moxie! Stay. Oh. No, and then the runaway calf. Which have recently been tightened.
She's just served us some things here. I think these are to tempt us. And it looks pretty good. Could be tempting. But I think we need something of substance. So we should write it down. And I guess this is the socially distant form that we're doing here, which is great.
So what did you learn, Gregory?
So I looked up the recipe for atole because I'm terrified that it has milk in it. And we're gonna be camping. I mean, no matter where we're gonna be, but especially if we're gonna be camping and I've had milk, come on. So I looked it up on the phone and I found a Goya recipe for atole that included milk. Now I know how we all feel about Goya, but you know, that gave me concern because I looked at their recipe. But the nice lady confirmed for me that it is corn.
Oh, corn.
It is not milk. I checked it 3 times. The problem is that I checked by saying no lleva leche de vaca, meaning I already gave her the answer that I'm looking for. So it doesn't include cow's milk? No. That's the thing you always got to be careful of. Don't give the answer that you're looking for. But my tummy feels better about that.
Good.
I've been here before, familiar with the view. This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old side, blinded by the lights. And I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you.
Oh no. Moxie has decided that this is the campsite. And I'm gonna bite my tongue for saying this, but basically no insects.
Not yet.
There is a little bit of trash because, you know, you gotta go really far out into the wilderness these days to get away from the trappings of man and woman. but it's really a beautiful location. Jess has a very good sense for where to put the tent. I guess that means I should help. So that little light in the distance is some truck for farming or carrying livestock or something.
And it just stopped it.
Which has absolutely nothing to do with us. But when you're wild camping, you know, everything's a thing. So you start asking yourself, well, what is that? Why do you think they're stopping? Now, as Jess had said, when we were riding back this way, there was a guy that seemed to sort of be patrolling inside of a fenced area of their fields, and he had a pistol.
Yeah.
Was it in his hand?
It was in his hand.
It was in his hand. I waved to him.
You didn't notice the pistol?
I didn't notice a pistol. Because you know why? Because I'd been looking at the deer, and then all of a sudden I see a guy. So I waved to the guy. He was super friendly, waved back at me, right?
Patrolling within that area.
He was
so
within that area.
There's no chance that he'd come out here to patrol and shoot
It's
us.
very, I mean, it's very unlikely.